What up?
And g'day viewers, and welcome to this week's episode about adversity, the great reveal.
We've all been through tough periods in our lives, but have you ever thought about how those challenging times actually shape who we are as individuals?
Adversity is one of life's guarantees, pretty impossible to avoid no matter which life path you're walking. And every time it comes into play in your life, it reveals some of your true colours.
So if you're ready to explore adversity and how it can influence your direction, drive and development, stay tuned. What up?
And g'day, and welcome to this week's episode about adversity, the great reveal.
We've all been through tough periods in our lives, but have you ever thought about how those challenging times actually shape who we are as individuals? Adversity is one of life's guarantees, impossible to avoid, no matter what life path you're walking, and every time it comes to play in your life, it reveals some of your true colours. It was James Allen who wrote, "Adversity does not build character, it reveals it."
And when we're faced with adversity, it can bring out both the best and the worst in us. It can push us to our limits and make us feel like we're at breaking point, but it is also an opportunity for us to grow and learn more about ourselves. And often these revelations can be both confronting to both you and those around you. However, it's important to remember that your greatest personal growth and change occurs during times of hardship, misfortune and stress. So we truly believe that adversity does both. It builds character and it reveals character.
Your character and personality would not develop if there were no adversities and challenges. If your life was just one big beige merry-go-round of non-eventful drudgery, we need the adversities and the difficulties so that the joy and the blessings are experienced fully. Thinking about adversity, I remember my beautiful brother David, who died 28 years ago from AIDS. What an intense dose of adversity that was.
Yeah,
It was horrific to witness the physical decline of this beautiful, artistic, loving 33-year-old soul. However, what shone through during those times was Dave's incredible capacity to love and to still see humour. He was a living lesson in light and love right up to his death. He chose for his funeral song, "I Can See Clearly Now," that classic by Johnny Nash, and every time I hear it, I'm reminded of his incredible strength and the depth of his character.
Yeah, what a beautiful soul he was. One of the biggest ways that adversity builds our character is by testing our resilience. When we're faced with difficult situations, it can be easy to give up or feel overwhelmed. But by persevering through those challenges, we develop a sense of resilience that can help us in the future situations. And resilience is like a muscle that we can strengthen through exercise. The more we face difficult situations and come out the other side, the more resilient we become. And this can help us in all aspects of our lives, from our personal relationships to our careers. Adversity can also reveal our weaknesses. It can show us areas where we need to improve, whether it's our communication skills or our ability to manage stress. And by identifying our weaknesses, we can work on improving them and becoming better versions of ourselves. And it's important to remember that it's okay to struggle, right? Nobody is perfect, and we all have our own strengths and weaknesses. So instead of trying to avoid these challenges, embrace them as opportunities for growth and learning.
When you witness great adversity, it's a proving ground for what Swiss psychiatrist Carl Jung captured perfectly when he said, "The greater the contrast, the greater the potential." And therein lies the hidden jewel of adversity, potential. My brother David, who we mentioned earlier, reached the peak of Maslow's hierarchy of needs in his self-actualization. The way he carried himself through the diagnosis rose above the terrible stigma associated with AIDS and showed grace and gratitude to all he came in contact with, while continuing with his creative way of thinking and being. David well and truly lived to his full potential.
For those of us still on the climb to the peak of self-actualization, when we look at Maslow's model, we see that the base is the physiological needs: food, water, warmth, rest. And for most of us listening to this, these are taken care of, aren't they, right? The next level up is safety and security. And again, for those listening, the majority of us have that covered. The next level, love and belonging, to have family, friends, intimate relationships. Well, we hope that we have those connections in our lives. If family ties have worn, we hope to have friendships and a support network around us.
Next up in the hierarchy is self-esteem. Satisfying the needs of status, respect, recognition. Self-esteem is how we value and feel about ourselves based on our beliefs and opinions, which at times can feel stuck and really hard to change. But change they can. And you can rebuild the self-esteem you were born with before it may have been knocked about by adversities and challenges. Difficult family lives or hypercritical parenting, early bullying experiences, these can all contribute to a tattered self-esteem. It's this tattered self-esteem or fragile ego that will lash out when you are faced with adversities.
So it's really important to practice kindness with yourself when you see some revealing unwanted colours rearing their heads. Anger, spite, bitterness, bitchiness, all those things. All the negatives that can rear their heads when we're faced with a difficult or stressful situation. And we've all been faced with our own or seeing someone else's true colours in these situations, right?
Sometimes so much you expect the head to spin and green vomit to flow out a la Exorcist style. So how do we best deal with these unwanted true colours coming through? First, put some distance between your reaction and the situation. If you've had an outburst at someone, apologise sincerely and explain you're feeling overwhelmed and stressed out.
Second, forgive yourself. After all, you are human and it's entirely normal to lose your shit sometimes. Then take some time to reflect on why the negative emotions roared so vehemently.
Something lies beneath. Trust me, and taking the time to identify what it is will assist you in your learning from it and growing through it. Write it out, whatever it is you're feeling. Getting it out of your head and onto a piece of paper gives you the space to look at it objectively and begin to think about some ways to improve your emotional state.
The peaks and valleys on our life's journey are what make the adventure of life so worth living. It's like the merry-go-round and the roller coaster that we spoke about in another podcast with the grandma from Parenthood. It's how you handle the valleys, though, that determine the outcome of how you enjoy the views and ambience at the peaks.
While adversity can be tough to deal with, it's also the greatest opportunity for growth and learning. By developing our resilience, problem-solving skills, and self-awareness, we can use adversity to build our character and become stronger as individuals, making for a better community. Until next time, love and blessings.
See ya.
Thanks for watching this video, and we hope that you got a lot out of it. We would love it, be grateful and appreciative if you would take the time to like this video, comment if you feel inclined, and share with any friends that you think would benefit from this. We are constantly creating new great content, so also remember to subscribe so you don't miss out on any of the awesome material that we have coming up. See you soon.